Hello, and welcome back to We Are Nacogdoches. It's the show where we get to think about all the cool things that are happening in our town with the people that are making it happen. I'm Kelly Augustine with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. I'm really happy to have my special guest with me today, Susan Sowers, who owns SuSu's Popcorn and Candy Cafe. It is a pleasure to have you on the show today.
It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate that.
Well, and I was thinking about your business earlier. It's more than a store. It's actually an experience, and what you've created is so impressive. I would love to know more about the concept and how you dreamt up this wonderful place and then made it into reality.
Well, how precious of you I do see it as an experience myself, and my family and I just have loved what it's become, but it's a lot of people that created it. I tell people I can tell you what I don't like. It's more of a challenge for me to tell you what I do like. So we started with our store being just blank wall, floor, and then we dreamed from there. And it has grown into much more than I ever dreamed was possible. But just with my family, I have 4 children, and at some point all have been a part of it, as well as Carolyn McGowan, who I call her the Candy Queen. She's the one who just has put us on the map with our candy. And we've just tried to create something that everybody feels welcome, is welcome, and there's something there that they can find that they want. So,
well, SuSu's, obviously that's Susan.
That's
right?
what my grandbabies call me, and
Oh,
that's
I
how they
love
came
that.
up with the name.
Okay, so SuSu's Popcorn and Candy Cafe, marketing genius. I know what I'm going to get when I go there, right?
Right.
But you've taken it to a whole new level. Tell us about the flavors of popcorn and how does that come about?
That's very interesting. When my mother and I actually had a popcorn and candy store in Fort Worth in 1980. And I didn't tell my children this, but we only had 3 flavors. We started out butter, cheese, and caramel. When we decided to do this, after going around to so many different places, we realized that we needed more flavors. And so we just dreamed them up some, and then we had a consultant come in and help us determine which would be the best sellers, what would work. And then we just started putting it together, finding the recipe and perfecting it and making it taste pretty phenomenal, if I do say so myself.
And it is.
Thank you.
And other people say that too.
Well, we love it.
But
Yeah.
what I found so interesting is that you use Nacogdoches, in my opinion, to inspire some of these flavors,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
We've seen the blueberry flavor.
And that came straight from our first year as a participant with the Blueberry Festival. And people just loved it. We had no idea if it would take off or not.
It was
but
blue
now,
popcorn.
It would, and it's still a top seller. People buy, special order it. We have it all the time now. And there are those like Brendan's Barbecue. He came in and visited, and he'd walk out and he'd say, "You really need to have barbecue popcorn." And the third time he did that, my son Thomas said, "Mom, you know who that is, right?" And I was like, "Not a clue," but he's the nicest young man ever. And he goes, "That's Brendan." So I was like, "Run out there and get him." And so we collaborated with him, and they came up with the spices, and then we put together the recipe, and now we have Brendan's Barbecue. That is another solid everyday sell. So.
I've seen SFA.
Oh yeah, Axum. We have Axum sells out all the time.
What does Axum taste like?
Axum is cheesecake and vanilla combined. We used to do cheesecake, vanilla, and I guess caramel, which was black. But now the black has eased out, so it's just purple and white. So,
well, I've got to hit on one more flavor.
All right.
And you and I were talking about this earlier. I've always said I'll try it, right?
Right.
See if I like it. But I was determined that there's no way I would enjoy dill pickle popcorn.
Who would? Yeah. And that's one of our top 5 bestsellers.
It's delicious.
Well, the story there, the consultant that we hired to come help us, he was like, "Okay, where's your dill pickle?" We hadn't opened yet. We were still just trying. And I said, "Oh, I just didn't order that. And he was like, "Get on the phone right now and get it." And thank goodness we had it by opening day, because it is top seller. People, extra butter is our number 1 seller, believe it or not. But dill pickle's top 5 for sure.
That's really cool. And Brendan's isn't the only business. I know you've worked with other businesses, which is really unique in my opinion.
We have. And if they have a special event and they would like to do something, Safe Place, a friend of mine runs that. It's the Suicide. We always work with her, and whatever color she needs, and we get that together. We love working with the community and feeling a part of whatever they're trying to do.
So what you're doing is you're like helping people with awareness or something they want to promote. They can do it through popcorn.
Absolutely. We love being a part of it. Yes.
That's great. Well, now I want to move on to the production because I'm not sure everybody understands that they can go into your store, excuse me, and they can actually see the popcorn being made.
That's
correct?
right. Everything, all the popcorn is from scratch. We have all of our candy shipped in, but our popcorn is made there. What is unique about, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but our popcorn is more of a round, fluffy, round corn. That's called mushroom popcorn. And then there's butterfly popcorn, which is what you all get at the store, what we buy. So we use the mushroom popcorn and go from there. And we have against the wall are the savory mixers. And then we have these 2 huge bins that are sweet mixers and then 2 poppers. And they're just going usually start to finish.
It is impressive.
Well, thank you.
To see it happening
We love it.
right there. Okay, so who came up with the mascot?
So that's another thing. And another employee at SFA, her name is Emily Dotson. I bet we met. It's a wonder we're still friends because I met with her probably a dozen times. And again, I could say, oh, that's not quite, don't really like that. But I could describe, I wanted it to be childlike, but I also wanted it to be universal that could last forever. And about the 13th time, she said, I think I've got it. And she came up with the Colonel. Yeah.
And we've been seeing the Colonel on a lot of different things. So
right.
it's
we have T-shirts and mugs, hats. Yeah, we try to put it on. Everybody has grown to love what it represents, which makes us feel so good.
I want to say, I don't know all the travel shows and folks that do these little hometown type, experience trips, that kind of thing to promote the good things in Texas and East Texas. But I do know one person that I watch on YouTube actually visited your shop.
No, really?
Yes. And she's a crafter from the Austin area, and she talked about it, and she showed all of your branding.
Well, that means so much. So she enjoyed it, and she liked it.
Very much so.
Well, thank you for telling me that. That's awesome.
So tell me what's in store for us. What's going to be going on at SuSu's that we should know about?
Right now, we have several things that we are very proud of that have grown significantly. I was sharing with y'all earlier, we are in the huge part of our fundraising, and we pride ourselves that we do it 50-50. So we take the cost, the labor, and we take that cost. And the school or the Boy Scouts or the organization, Cancer Awareness Month, we have one that we're doing for a young lady who's fighting cancer, and they get 50% of all proceeds. So right now, that's a significant part of what we're doing. We're also preparing for, of course, Holiday in the Pines, and we've been invited. We're going to Tyler for a huge event and things like that. So we're busy having fun.
Well, I'm going to take an opportunity to thank you because as a successful small business owner who has incorporated your family, people around town, involving the businesses, you also talk to our 8th grade students, the Lot Crew, Leaders of Tomorrow, and they get to come in and see what's happening there. You explain it to them for our young entrepreneurial minds.
Absolutely. And all of my children, except one, I couldn't get him to sign up, went through Lot Crew and loved it. And we do love field trips. So when they come in and I speak to them for a few minutes, they then get a tour and they watch us make the things, and then they get to pick out some popcorn and cotton candy and fun stuff. But that's a great group of kids. I urge anybody who has children in 8th grade to apply for that.
So did you know that downtown is where you needed to be? Did you scope
No, actually
out
not.
spots?
To be perfectly honest, I thought North Street was where we needed to be, and all but begged a man for a and he just couldn't. And I had family who didn't think this was going to work, right? So understandably so. No judgment there. But he just was like, he asked all these questions. I provided all the paperwork. And then Alan and I were downtown eating snow cones, walking, and it said, closed, sorry, August. And I thought, okay, is that August I'm on vacation, or is it we closed in August? So I called a friend of mine, Karen Harris, who owns House for Tradition, and I said, are they closed, or are they? And she said, give me 5 minutes. And Randy Johnson called me. He owned the building, and he was like, "Susan, it's yours if you want it." And so
Wow.
that's how it began. And talk about a God thing. That is right where we needed to be.
Well, I have a feeling you would be successful with
Well,
your
I appreciate
product
that.
wherever you are, and I know you've expanded into other communities now.
We have a store. I'm very proud to say it's very small, and we don't make anything there. We transfer it from NAC to Lufkin, but we have a Lufkin store on South First Street in the old Lufkin Land Company house, which is historic in itself. So I, of course, love that. And we are doing very well. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary in Lufkin. So,
Well, congratulations on everything you're doing in our
thank you
community.
so much.
So how would people find you? Where do they need to go for more?
Well, we are on East Main, and we're catty corner to the Visitor Center, who has also been so supportive. Roma's is kind of diagonal to us, and Johnson's Furniture runs right next door to us. And so we're right there on the brick streets, and would love for y'all to come see us.
Because we're going to have to go get some more popcorn.
Well, I hope so. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today on We Are Nacogdoches. We will see you again soon.
This program is brought to you by the Department of Media and Communication at Stephen F. Austin State University, in association with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, and with special thanks to the City of Nacogdoches.